So today is Sunday Fun Day, and we originally had planned on going on a hike. But what?
Mother Nature had other plans.
Mother Nature had other plans, and we're kind of in the shoulder season up here in the Sierras. So a lot of the roads that go up to the Sierras are still blocked by snow.
It's definitely technically winter. Today's March 1st, and
Is that still winter in California?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's technically winter.
Spring doesn't start until like March 21st.
And we wanted to hike, and we were checking out All Trails, which is a hiking app that we like, and there's a lot of really cool trails, but the problem is a few days ago we drove up to, Whitney Portal, and it's barricaded. You can't get by. So we saw, that a storm's rolling in as well, and look at this.
It's pretty nasty.
So we decided to go check out Manzanar.
Yeah.
Which is...
Manzanar is a National Historic Site. So it was basically kind of like an internment camp back in World War II from 1942 to 1945, I believe. Japanese Americans were basically imprisoned there.
Yeah, they were basically rounded up and kept there, because the United States was running off fear.
Exactly.
Like they were scared of, everything after Pearl Harbor.
Right. So Pearl Harbor was the catalyst that launched essentially the creation of internment camps. I believe there were about 10 of them across the country, and Manzanar is the most well-preserved one. Yes. So it's basically like contributing to the history and the heritage of that time period. Yeah. So there's an area outside, it's like a driving museum where you can drive around and see, the remnants of whatever buildings and the layout. And then there's obviously a museum inside, which is free, which is awesome. And they kind of show you what life was like and how they were treated. Mm-hmm. Hear the word internment camp or concentration camp, and my mind automatically goes to like Nazi Germany. My understanding is that it definitely wasn't that bad. It wasn't like a death camp of any kind, but a lot of people did die in Manzanar just because of the conditions they were in. It got really cold in the winter, really hot in the summer. There were dust storms. People didn't necessarily have enough food. So unfortunately there were casualties in that regard. Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't a good thing, that we did. We being in the United States. But it was a fear, which a lot of fear controls a lot of people's ideas, thoughts, and decisions. Mm-hmm. And I guess the best thing is that we can hopefully, as a country, I think we've learned from that. I mean, it hasn't happened again, right? Yeah, and which is good. And I think that it's really important to preserve like the history of actions like this that we've taken as a country, so that we can learn from them. And yeah, I mean, I personally, on a personal level, I learn from my mistakes on a daily basis. So totally. So I think having it there, keeping it preserved is a good way to constantly remember and learn from that mistake. Exactly.
A few moments later.
So if you're heading north, this is a left-hand turn you're gonna have to make, which might be slightly difficult with a rig. You just have to make sure you're not gonna be sticking out on the opposite side of the 395 freeway. And then you're gonna have to go straight, cut across, and then there's a road that takes you to Manzanar that parallels the 395.
They still have one of the guard towers over here. I'll show you guys in a second.
So, I don't know why, but all this funny stuff always happens to Melissa. What are you doing over there, babe? So, like we said, that storm is blowing in, and her hat got blown off. So this museum is I don't know. To be honest, it makes me really sad when you really think about it. I don't know. It was wrong. And we watched a video that was very informative. And it really gives you insight, you know, to how people felt about getting round up. And I don't know, it's just kind of sad. It's just, you realize that it was a huge mistake, and I don't know, hopefully something like this never happens again.
It's pretty crazy coming to a place like this because, you know, we know this area for its incredible scenery, but there was a lot of conflict that shaped lives in this area when it was a war relocation center. So it's really interesting to learn about the history of an area that we love so much.
5 minutes later.
So inside they had a little video explaining kind of what life was like at the camp here during
Which I highly recommend.
Oh,
the video was great.
This is really informative. And then there's an exhibit with a lot of different plaques and information all about it. And then you can go walk around where the old barracks were. Some of them have been restored, so you can kind of walk around inside, or you could just do a driving tour around
the camp?
Camp? Yeah,
so that's what we're gonna do right now, is we're gonna do the auto tour.
So this is how big it was. There was about 10,000 people that lived here during World War II. So you can't actually go inside the old barracks. The storm is rolling in pretty quickly over here, so we're gonna skip that part and head back to camp pretty soon so we can pack up and head out.
Yeah, I think we'll just do the driving tour. It's fairly close to our hometown, so you know, this is our second time coming here, but
So the kanji characters on the side of the monument here means soul consoling tower. So I guess people attended religious services here during the war.
it's pretty, I guess I keep saying sad. It's an area that we love, you know, here in the Eastern Sierras, and it's just, every time we come here, it's just like a reality check in a sense, and it's eye-opening, but yet, you know, it's just a part of...
It's part of the rich history of this area that really shaped the lives of the people that were interned here.
Yeah, in the video inside, they were saying that, you know, some of the locals of Owens Valley, wanted to come and help and try to make it better. You know, there's teachers who volunteered and requested to be transferred to here so that all the kids could have schooling.
Yeah, and then get an education so that they could, you know, return to society after the war and kind of try to pick up where they left off, but not that that was really possible. We hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you have a chance to stop by here if you're ever in the area.
Yeah, highly recommend it, and don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment if you have any questions, and we'll try to help you out the best we can.
Thanks.